What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Excessive Podcast. I'm Aiden. Joining us today is Biz.
What's good?
Fucker.
Oh, wow.
You can't hold a straight face. Well, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Excessive Podcast. I'm Aiden. Joining us today is Biz
What's good?
and John.
Hello.
So today we don't have an interview or anything. We're just gonna be talking about some of the new music coming through the pipeline. So
Yeah.
let's get into it. Yachty album that just came out.
Amazing. What did you think, Aiden?
I liked the Yachty album. It was very different from anything he's done in the past, and I appreciated that.
I did as well. I think this album, so far for me at least, is album of the year in my book. Like, I would never think that like a Yachty album would like be in my possible album of the year. But
Here we are.
it was an experience. It was definitely a psychedelic rock type album, but it was something so much bigger than that. And just what I'm seeing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of things where it's like the first song kind of sounded like more like that Pink Floyd vibe, where
Very
it's like
melodic.
the Great Gig in the Sky kind of influence.
You know that song, right?
Yeah, totally.
It's a good song. It's a good
It's
song.
I don't know. It's just like but I also want to say like, because like a lot of people are like, oh, it's like Tame Impala like type stuff, and it's like all this, but I don't know. I feel like it's definitely influenced, but it's definitely just like it's Yachty's. It's no one else's.
Yeah.
It's like you can't like sit there and be like, oh, this sounds exactly like this. You know?
No, it's definitely unique. I haven't heard any like Pretty. Have you ever
Great
heard a
song.
song like Pretty?
No,
I've
I
never heard a song like that. I never thought I'd like a song like that
Yeah.
either, but it's
Yeah, that's how
good.
I'm kind of am too. It's like some of the songs, like, I don't know. I like the idea that there's just like random noises that would just come through, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like noises that were pleasing though, where it's not like it wasn't like I don't want to hear that kind of shit.
if I could, I could almost, relate it to when Fetty came out with Sweet Yams.
Yeah, in a way.
Pretty, just Pretty, not the entire
Yeah,
album.
not the entire album.
Just Pretty. It kind of gives me those same vibes, I
Yeah,
feel like
like
Fetty
the-
was trying to do the same
Like the
thing.
uplifting kind of.
Yeah, and just like not anything remotely close to rap as we know it today,
That was very
Like,
R&B,
it was very-
very R&B styled in a way though.
Yeah.
Fetty's. But it's like with his voice, I would say it was something
And then
that
the-
like we haven't heard from
The
him.
sound effects too in the background, like
The-
yeah, like that was
Vocal
wild.
packs.
the little.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Do you
But
think Yachty does that on his own, or do you think he like does like the thing
that's
like
definitely
I
software.
think it's auto-tune. I think
Yeah.
that's like when Walk to Poland came out. He said he was
Right.
just like fucking around with like the vocal.
That's what I was
patterns.
saying. Like
So
that was like a
it was
transition
like a
into
yeah,
his
it was
new
like a
one.
precursor.
Yeah.
just
I
like
don't
get
know,
ready for this.
Yeah,
Like,
Poland,
we didn't realize.
Yeah,
At the time. Like,
Poland, we were like, what the fuck is this? And
Yeah.
then Yachty dropped this shit, and we're like, yo.
Okay, I like it.
Like I
now.
see where he was going with this. He was setting the stage
Mhm.
for his newest album.
A
It
lot
was
of people
crazy.
didn't like
Setting
this
the tone.
album too, which kind of sucks.
I think it's like you know when you listen to a new album and you're like at first you're like you sleep on it. You're like this is garbage.
Right.
And then you listen to it more often and then you're like holy shit this is like,
Yeah, like,
I
the
can't
more you
believe I didn't
listen,
see that.
But I
It's
also
like
understand it.
I
also
feel
just
like that's what people are doing right now.
Well, I was gonna say I also just feel like it's like everyone is just listening to rap, and hasn't like really like because everyone knows Yachty is a rapper, so it's like everyone's like expecting that.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like that when he tried this new a multiple amount of genres into one album, it's like now it's like almost you kind of have to open up or be open-minded when listening to this album. So I mean, if you haven't listened to this album, for anyone that's listening, don't expect it to be rap. Go in with an open
Not at
mind.
all. Yeah.
Like there is some rap
Yeah.
elements, but it's not like you're not gonna hear some like big 808s
Yeah.
shit like
Yeah.
Now recommendation, listen to that at night with a good system.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the best way to listen to it. For your
Yeah.
first listen.
Headphones on, just
Headphones or a
chilling.
kick-ass system.
Right,
One or the
right.
other.
Or just cruising in your car. That's when I listened to it, and I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
I mean if you got a good enough system.
that's true. You gotta have
a
the
good
system.
Yeah, you gotta
Good
have it.
system.
Biz, what was your thoughts on the
Yeah.
album?
So as you probably saw on our Instagram, I was at the listening party,
In
at the Liberty Science Center
Yeah.
up in Jersey City. So it's
this
just,
guy's first time going there.
Yeah, it was my first time there.
He's never been
so,
to the Liberty Science
know,
Center.
like,
And how
I-
did you like it? Wait.
I'm gonna get into that, man. So I got there an hour early. I'm usually like I'm not a very timely person, but for this I was like I have to make sure I'm on time.
Right.
I got there like a whole hour early. The like doors open at 9:30. I get there like 8:30. I'm waiting in line, right? And like, I'm gonna have to like use my phone as like a whatever. So like when I got there, like the doors were like up here, and like there was a line that just went around the outside, like in a square like that. So like the end of the line was like
Around the
right
building.
in line with the fucking doorway, right? So I'm waiting in line for like an hour and a half, and no one's moving. Everyone's just standing there, being like, "Oh my god, we're gonna see Lil Yachty." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna see Lil Yachty, man, fucking hype." Right? And then the doors cracked open for a second, and all the people behind me, I was like halfway in the line, all the people behind me ran to the fucking door and they got in, and I didn't get in, right? So then I'm waiting in like another hour, and they're not telling us anything. We're just all standing there freezing our asses off. And mind you, like, if you've never been to Liberty Science Center, like the whole front of it is like all glass, so we could see right inside. It was fucking empty, and it was like fucking 30 degrees outside. And I brought like my fucking hoodie and like a little coat. I didn't bring like layers or anything like that. So I'm fucking. What?
Wasn't it windy too? It was like windy as
Dude,
hell.
It's a wind tunnel right in front of the
City
building.
too. He's in Jersey City, right next to the water,
It is
bro.
like a wind tunnel on the side of the building. Like the closer I stood to the building, the windier it got.
Getting bombarded with wind.
Right? And so like finally like the line starts moving. I'm making my way up. I see like the whole like lobby fill up, and then like it dispenses and it's empty again. And here I am freezing my fucking ass off. Right? No one's talking to us. The only interaction I've had with is like the police that were there to like be security for the event. And I'm like trying to ask them. They're like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm just here to make sure like nothing bad happens." Basically was the response I got from them. They're like, "I don't have any information about the event for you. So like just stay in a single file line for me." And I was like, "Oh, that's great."
That's nice.
Right? And then the line finally moves. I'm the fourth in line from the door. Right? So there's 3 people in front of me, and I'm waiting there for like a half hour. And I'm like, "Oh, I could taste it. I could hear it.
You could taste the
Yachty
experience.
I could taste the fine dining that Yachty promised me, and I could hear the sweet melodies that were also promised."
Did you actually
And
hear
then,
him, though?
huh?
Did you actually hear it from there?
No. It was in my head. It was
just
I was
wondering.
hallucinating. I was in the cold for like 2 hours at this point. You know, I couldn't feel my fucking
Damn.
fingers and shit. And then a cop like just pokes his head out. He's like, "Yeah, we hit capacity. Y'all can go home." And we all just look around at each other. Like even the people like behind me in line, they were like, "Nah, you're lying, right?" Like this. So we just waited for like another 20 minutes. And we're like, "Yo, please, like let us see Yachty." And they're like, "Okay, let me see what I can do." And then Yachty came out like 10 minutes later, and that's why we got that clip on the Instagram. Go check it out.
At
but
Excessive TV.
At Excessive TV on the gram. Yeah, he came out and he was like, "Yeah, we hit capacity. I'm sorry guys, I can't let you in. So I'm sorry. So just listen to the album at midnight." It was like already 11:30 at this point. I'm like,
Oh my
man.
word.
I'm like, really?
Listen
Like,
to it on the way home.
and like some guy was like, "Can we get some candy at least?" It's like he got a Pop-Tart. He's like, "I'll give you my Pop-Tart." So he gave him a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like, "Yo, Yachty, give me candy. Yachty, give me candy."
Yeah, I found
Right.
that Pop-Tart on eBay for $10,000.
Damn, really?
No.
The Yachty Pop Tart? Go on.
But then he was like, "Okay, let me see what I can do." And then like 10 minutes later, I think his managers and like some people from like Liberty Science Center came out, and they brought like 2 like huge like dolly carts of like just like snacks and water for us.
Damn.
So shout out Yachty for like coming out and like apologizing. Like he didn't have to do that. And, like most artists probably wouldn't even bother coming out because they're too focused on the people like in front of them that they're trying to entertain.
Right.
Yeah.
But he like literally made everyone that was in there, and he was already running late on like start time as it was. So shout out Yachty for like coming out and being like, "I'm sorry guys," and like,
Yeah.
if there was something I could do, I would. At least he gave us candy. Like I got a fuck ton of candy. I got like a
So
whole.
it's the
I got a
Yachty
box. I got-
gummy bear.
I got some Yachty gummy bears.
Look at that,
Dude.
$10,000 on eBay right now.
I'm not gonna sell. My goal is to
Get him
is to meet Lil Yachty someday in the future and get him to sign these, and then we'll hang this up in the studio as Yachty gummy bear.
Yachty gummy
the-
bear.
We'll frame it. We can frame
We'll
it.
frame it. And
Or
put
we
it
could
on the
drop it in
wall.
resin.
Yeah, we'll drop
We'll
it.
drop
in
it in resin.
and then it'll be like a whole art piece.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it'll be like a
nah,
block.
what if we freeze
Yeah.
it in like ice?
And
Yeah,
then,
but you
of
do
ice.
resin, it seals it airtight, and then it's clear, so it looks like it's a block
Right,
of ice.
right. No, we're on to something.
yeah, and then
Let's do
like
that.
I also like have like a picture up. Like this is like all the like the rest of the candy that I got. It was like I got fucking Cheerios and
Whoa.
like
Dude,
yeah,
that's
right?
a lot
crazy.
of
Look
fucking
at that.
candy.
Like, that's a lot of fucking candy,
Damn.
right?
Damn.
It's probably gonna be empty.
But yeah,
There's probably gonna be no candy.
was.
It's probably.
I got back to my car. I was like half frozen. I had like pockets full of candy, and like a box full of candy and everything.
I mean, at least you're eating good.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty upset just because I was so hyped because Yachty was like tweeting that day. He's like, don't expect rap from me. Like, this is something completely different. So I was like, oh, he's going on his creative shit right now. So I was like getting hyped when I was waiting in line. Fucking Sheck West's DJ came out, and I got a little bit of like some info that there might be an album coming out around springtime this year. Ooh. So that's some exclusive news right there.
Exclusive Sheck West possible album. But what did you think of the album after the Salty Days?
Yeah, it took me like a good it took me like a good 2-3 days to get over it. I'm not gonna lie, the hypothermia got me.
And then when you got over it.
It was great though. It was a great album. Yeah. I was like, wow, this would have been amazing to hear in the Liberty Science Center.
So Biz, what was your how did you first listen to it? What was the setting?
I was on my way to school, man.
You're just in your car?
I was like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm gonna listen on my way to class. And then I think it was last week when we had it was like on Thursday. Like, I think I did like my final full listen like once through and not like in sections.
Right.
Because I thought we were gonna do on like last Thursday, so I like finished it then. I was like, my only comment was like, I think the album would have hit way better if it came out during like spring to like summertime.
Oh yeah. Because the way some of the lyrics are like sunshine.
Yeah.
Like dude, I went up
uplifting, but I'm like, dude, it's like. It's dark. It's dark as fuck at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Listen, Jersey dark as hell right now. Like, I don't know why Yachty decided to bring it to, I mean, Liberty Science Center. That makes sense.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that was dope in the first place that he brought it to Jersey, because I was like, no one ever. Big artist wise, they don't do shit in Jersey, so I was like, that was dope.
Because they're just like, oh, they can go to New York.
Yeah,
everyone go to New York City.
We want to go to New York City. We got places here too. All right.
Yeah, you know how much a freaking subway is, bro?
Yeah, and the tolls, bro. It's $14 one way.
Thank God,
Take
though.
The ferry.
Thank God, though. When I listened to it, it was one of the only sunny days of like that week.
Yeah.
So like when I listened to it, I was like, huh.
It was like pitch black out, like raining.
So pretty.
Yeah, it was like
it's raining.
Just like sunshine and just like pouring out.
Thunder,
lightning, freezing.
Fucking tornado.
It's like Yachty being all cheering on the speakers. I'm just like
snow coming down.
You in like everywhere. Jersey traffic, like it's just like
in bumper to
bumper. But no, there were what I was gonna say about like with the Liberty Science Center shit, like what he did, like I don't know. I need to show you it just because like I forgot to show you before we started. Yeah. But like he said, like you should go and like make sure you're on your shrooms for this.
Oh,
I don't do. Listen, dude. I have never done psychedelics. I don't think I would ever do psychedelics because I think I would be fucked for life if I did them. But holy shit, looking over the like the actual like footage of it, I would be freaking out. I don't know about y'all, but I would be freaking out. I
didn't see what he showed on the screening.
I'll show you both after this real quick. But I like even when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, I understand psychedelics, but if I ever did it, no. If I tried to listen
up in a corner.
If I tried to I am so pretty. If I listened to that album on anything, I would be freaking out. Yeah. So like I understand it, like the idea of why he wanted people, but like holy shit, like it must have been an experience if you were on it for like that. Bro. Like
dude, speaking of that, like when I was in line, the amount of people like both smoking and like just doing shrooms, there was like a lot of people doing shrooms in line. I was just like, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like you could have ate it on your way here. You could have whatever,
and then drive, and it's like
there's
a portal in front of me.
Yeah, right. Like I'm like
lots of oncoming traffic. Like
no, but most of these people got like Ubered. Like at least the people behind me did. But then they were like, oh yeah, we're checking bags, so make sure you have like no paraphernalia. And these people just put it in one of the plants outside the front, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll get it because they didn't have a car, it's because they Ubered. So they just left their shit like in a pot outside the Liberty Science Center, and they
maybe
were
just
it was
like, for Yachty.
There was like back to grab that shit like, when they came home.
Like Yachty, like when he first came out to say his apologies, he like saw it and he just like grabbed it.
He sensed it.
Like,
yeah, probably.
He went like
he sensed
like,
it. He sensed it. He like walked out. He only came out because he was like
he smelled
the shroom was outside.
Yeah.
Terrible smell. Terrible smell.
I also hear rumors that he actually recorded a lot of the album in Poland. like he took a huge trip out there, and there was like a small house, and there was a studio, and that's why the song Poland came to be, because he was like because he said it was a fuck around. So it's like, I want to say I believe it, but I don't.
Yeah.
But like, it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Like why he's like, I took the walk to Poland, because he's just fucking around in Poland. So it's like, I don't know. I want to figure that out. I want to look that up.
He said that he wrote the album in like 6 months. Like he finished it, like the vocals and everything, and then he like sat on it for like a year and a half.
Yeah, because the production, like he helped produce it, like all the songs. The production must have taken fucking forever. Cause
I don't even want.
I want to know what he did to make sure this didn't get leaked.
Well, it did get leaked. It did. It got leaked like 4 days before it came out.
Oh,
which really fucking sucks.
Oh,
A
you
lot of
should
people
have
heard
played
about
it. Had the fucking listening.
Oh yeah, because they were asking about that too. Like the film people were asking
Yeah.
if anyone heard the leaks. And I was like, there were leaks for this. I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, it apparently it leaked, which is kind of unfortunate for like.
I'm sorry, but if you're like that close to like album drop, like why get the leak?
I used to listen to the leaks. I'm kind of giving up on it at this point. I just let whatever comes out now. It's like why like, because I remember Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, it leaked like 2 days before, and I was like, I'm not gonna listen to this.
Yeah, there's no point.
It's like it's gonna come out in 2 days. I would rather give the streams to Kendrick. It's like
yeah, exactly.
I'm not that desperate.
I want to support the artist that actually made that. Like,
exactly.
I've never been a big leak kind of guy. I've never really enjoyed listening to leaks, just because like I feel like it takes away a lot from the artist.
I think they're okay if they're like throwaway songs.
Yeah, like
that's
Poland.
different.
Poland show could have gotten leaked. I think it was better that Poland got leaked.
Yeah,
it was leaked.
No, I know that's what I'm
no,
saying.
but he wasn't gonna put it out. He wasn't gonna put it out.
He wouldn't have put it out.
It's better that it got leaked because like.
But it also puts
it
like,
segued that whole.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, awesome. But like the leakers like also put all these artists at like a very big risk sometimes, because like Trippie's album that just dropped, he had to drop it that week because he was being held for ransom by a hacker. Telling him is like, if you don't give me the money by whatever, I'm gonna post the whole album online. He was like, man, I've been working. This is like my last album on this label. This is like my send off. Like, you guys saw the feature list. It was fucking literally like all features, like having fun on every song. And then he didn't even finish the fucking mixing or the engineering part of it, and he had to put all the songs as is like on Spotify and Apple Music and like all the like the distribution channels.
Which was honestly probably the best thing he could
do. Oh, 100%.
That was
like,
the best thing.
And like once I found that out, like some of the songs like made more sense to me, like the Travis Scott song Crazy Train, because like I was listening to it and I was like, yo, like Trippie is like really outdoing Travis on this song. I was like Travis comes in on like such a different key and like a different just like energy. You know, like Trippie's like fucking screaming, like fast, like talking and everything, and Travis is just like, yeah.
So what are your guys' thoughts on Trippie Redd's album? Because like I think it was, I know it was like a mixtape shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not expecting it to be like this huge thing. But like I mean personally for me, I am a fan of Trippie, but it's like it kind of seems like the albums are kind of getting as they're going. I know this was a mixtape. That's just how I feel with what I'm listening to. Like I feel like the last album had some good songs, like really good songs.
At Night.
Yeah.
That was a great album.
Like it had some great tracks. I would say that's probably his best album in the from like the last couple like four albums. Years, but like
Love Letter to U4 was really
that
good.
one was good, but I think the newest, like second newest, was like the better one.
I kind of wish I listened to Trippie's album before Yachty's, because I listened to Yachty's. And like
now you're just
in my opinion,
right?
it's like I enjoy Yachty's better. I've never been like a super big fan of Trippie. I've always liked Trippie, but I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of his flow. Like I definitely see it like and how it works. It's just not my taste.
Right.
But honestly, I did think that the album was pretty good, especially after finding out that it wasn't completely finished. I was like, okay, there's still a lot of potential here.
Yeah.
He's gonna go back and fix it.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
If you keep listening to the album, probably like over the next month, like you'll notice the songs like will change a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll. I want the Travis song fixed. It's so.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's so like whatever, and I was so because I was like finally another Travis and Trippie song. Like last one we had was Dark Knight Domo. You know, and I was like,
great song.
You know, he was teasing that. He was like, oh, we're back. Like the Dark Knight brothers are back or whatever. And I was like, yes, let's go.
They were not back.
And I was like, what's up, Travis Scott? Like, I was like, come on. Like, I was really looking forward to it. And then like after seeing the Trippie interview, I was like, okay, that makes sense. It's still a good song. Like.
It's got the structure.
Yeah, it's got the structure is really good, and it's very much like a like a rock rage type of
Yeah.
vibe, like
Right,
you know,
right.
like Crazy Train.
Yeah.
What'd you think of
So-
Trippie's rock album, real quick, like really quick?
I didn't
Like-
really listen to
I
it
didn't
that
even
much.
listen to it.
It was Pegasus, right?
Yeah,
That was-
Pegasus.
Okay, I listened to like 2 songs.
I listened
No,
to
it
it
wasn't
a couple
Pegasus.
times.
Was it Pegasus?
Yeah, it was Pegasus, and then Neon Shark was like the extension of it.
Oh, Neon Shark. Right,
I
right.
listened to a
right.
few off Pegasus.
That was like the segue. I
Right.
think it started with
Yeah.
Pegasus, and then he segued it into
To the rock.
and then like the
section.
deluxe version was Neon Shark.
Right, right.
I might be
Okay.
wrong.
I think Neon Shark
Um,
was like the rock side.
Was the
right?
rock part of
Yeah.
it?
I think it was. I think. See, here's my thing. Like, because I mean, I guess this ties into Yachty, right?
Yeah.
There has been some rappers that have gone the direction of like rock and like alternative
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
I feel like if you remember Kid Cudi's when he went, it was a while ago when he went like rock. It was okay. There was like maybe like a song or two that I was like, okay, this is
yeah,
pretty
I don't
good.
really remember that.
That-
'cause
but
it
that's
didn't
what I
really, like,
mean.
it didn't really stick.
Trippie's I felt like was a good start because they
Yeah.
had some good tracks on there.
Yeah.
But I
He
don't
had
think
good
it was-
production on it.
Right.
Really good production.
And then I don't really need to talk about MGK because I know how we feel about that. It's just kind of shifted into that. I'm not a huge fan of him
Yeah.
personally. But like I feel like when artists try to shift, it's like they don't really do too much homework. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. And that's okay because I mean you're trying something new. So it's like you're not like no one's expecting like
Yeah.
this artist to like
you haven't
perfect.
started on that.
Right.
Yeah, we had a conversation about this like the other day about the whole like doing the homework thing, and it's just like certain artists will put a lot of work and a lot of research into like whatever genre they're trying to mix their current genre with,
Right.
and then that's usually when it turns out well, and then when they don't do their homework,
It's just
not
like,
good.
it sounds weird.
I feel like
Yeah.
Yachty
It's not that it sounds bad; it sounds
It sounds
weird.
like it sounds like a I don't even know.
It
like,
sounds like not professional mixing or
right,
or
right.
Yeah.
producing. Like the production just sounds off.
I
Like usually the vocals
yeah.
are fine, but it's always the production that sounds kind of
Yeah.
weird.
I feel like Yachty definitely did his homework though. Like
That was insane. Bro.
and
I
if-
mean that
yeah.
was insane.
And what I would like to say too is that if you decipher, like, say let's like from like Lil Yachty's album, right? I mean, I'm just fucking up on my words. Lil Yachty's album, right? You could also tell that there was like real guitar, real
Yes.
drums. Like it was
Yeah. It
very
wasn't just a
like it
pad.
wasn't like a pad. It wasn't
Yeah.
like they digitally put it together. It's like you could tell that, and it makes a huge
Yes,
fucking
it does.
difference.
It does. People don't like a lot of people can't recognize the difference
Yeah.
between them, but there's definitely a difference.
Like you could tell it was live drums in a fucking studio. It was very very nice.
Yeah.
But back to Trippie Redd, when he did I feel like the neon
Neon
Shark.
Shark.
Right? I still feel like it was very good. Like when he had
He had the song with what?
Star-Lord and
Yeah.
Zilla, that song was so good.
I didn't hear
song.
that.
No,
I didn't even see that come up on my music.
Yeah, it's Trippie Redd,
Shit.
Star-Lord, and Zilla, and that shit's
That's
so
from Pegasus or Neon Shark.
fire. Neon Shark.
Neon
It's like the
Shark.
second part to Pegasus, and
Okay,
it was.
okay.
I have to pull it up because I want to make sure that.
I think that's correct. But I remember like that album, like he had a couple of like pretty good songs on there. And I was like, okay, Trippie. But my problem is going back to like what I'm saying about Yachty is like when there's live instruments,
Yeah.
it makes it so much better.
Yeah,
Like
because you can do those fine tunings. Like if the guitar just ended too short or it was like flat or something, you needed like to go up and scale. I don't fucking know. You needed to do
Neon
anything.
Shark
You
was
could.
40 songs.
40?
40 songs.
an hour and 50 minutes.
I spent
Because-
2 hours of my life listening to Neon Shark.
I didn't even realize there was a Oom's Revenge Part 2 on there.
So, I like the album name.
Oh, and
Neon Shark.
TR666. Remember that? That was like an old leak.
Right.
Right. But
Interesting.
that was the part 2. It was Pegasus, and then it was Pegasus Spooky Sounds Edition, and then Pegasus. I swear to God, that's literally what it says.
It's like the Halloween version.
Well, that's what he did.
I
He,
think
like,
it-
I
I
remember
think
he
it
put it
literally
like
is.
this,
Yeah.
woo,
Yeah, no,
like
and
randomly.
it's the organ.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of organ in that, bro.
And then it's Pegasus Neon Shark versus Pegasus, presented by Travis Barker. That's a mouthful.
That is.
That is way too
Deluxe.
You like split that up. You make that a what do you call it?
Could have just been Neon Shark.
Could've just been
versus
Neon
Pegasus.
Shark.
And
It could have been Pegasus
S-
and Neon Shark.
P. Yeah.
Could have been
Neon
all those
Shark
letters.
P-
Pegasus.
B,
Yeah.
because presented Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost
Should have
said-
done that.
Yeah.
But I
Come
would
on,
say
Trippie.
for a send off album, the new one that just came out was like, because this is like the last one on his
Right.
on his label contract.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone was like, oh, why is it all features? That's all he could do. It's like, no, the next album that he's working on is like Love Letter to You 5, and that one's like the wrap up of like the love letter saga, like whatever he calls it, and then that's gonna be like the album that he's been like working on, and like this one was just like
Let's hope.
like a mixtape he just tossed us to like kind of keep us going
On ice.
Yeah,
I'm
keep us on
excited
ice.
for I
Yeah,
I
me
hope
too.
that
that's usually where all like the hits come from.
Yeah.
Like
Dark Knight Demo Part 2.
yeah, but like I feel like the whole
and then like 3 years from now it's gonna be like part 6. Neon Shark versus Pegasus versus Love Letter
Intergalactic Bear
5.
Presented by
Trippie Redd with Travis Scott and
Ski Mask Slump
Ski
Guy.
Ma-
Yeah,
Future.
that's how it's gonna be.
Dude, I can't wait for that.
Can't wait. Gonna be great.
Yo, but I did hear some news recently that Utopia should be coming out soon.
Don't even.
Man, we've been talking about Utopia since the podcast started.
Check out our first episode of season 1. We talk about the same thing. Utopia's coming out soon.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting on it now.
Now,
4
it's
seasons.
soon though. It's
That
soon.
was 4 seasons ago, not season of the year, but podcast.
4
season.
podcast seasons.
He said. I mean, he did say it's soon. So
Said
it's
soon.
got to be soon now.
Yeah,
Apparently,
man, if
soon
you pull
can
up
be
the
arranged
first-
between like 2 to 6 years.
Yeah, soon. Yeah,
Two-
soon.
yeah, I would
soon
say.
could be within the next decade. That's
As long as it's within the next.
It could,
decade,
no.
that's
It could be.
that
it could
is
be-
soon.
That
No,
is
in
soon.
my opinion, it's either next week or 30 years. That's what I mean by soon.
No, that's too late.
That's too late.
Nah, 30 years is too long.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
I think he's got there's a 10-year
I
hold
think it's 10 years.
on a project coming out. After 10 years, everyone's like, psh, it's never happening.
He's gonna like go down. People are gonna forget about Travis Scott, and then all of a sudden he's just gonna drop it.
What do you think? Do you think it will be better than Astro World or
Probably not.
Rodeo?
I hope so, but I don't think it's gonna be like. Rodeo was good. I was a big fan of Astro World. That was like
Oh, and then
probably one of my favorite albums.
Birds in the Trap was also.
Yeah, that
another
was a good
album.
one.
That was
too.
alright.
That was.
I
Yeah.
feel like it wasn't. There's some good songs. But
Yeah.
I feel like Astro World was fully set together.
Just because the
Astro World
production
was
quality.
something else.
Yeah,
start
the
to
production
finish.
quality in that shit was
It
crazy.
was an experience. I
Yeah.
like albums with experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
like,
I can't listen to an album,
especially when they tie in the music video
Bro,
to the album.
I just remember listening to
Like-
Skeletons when it first came out.
Oh
God.
no, I was the same way with Astro Thunder.
That's another good one. That's
one's
another
so good.
with
So
crazy
slept
production
on.
quality.
Such a slept on
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
track.
Well, if you're a Lil Yachty and you're watching this, make sure you comment, subscribe.
Comment, subscribe.
So that people will subscribe to this channel. And if you're not Lil Yachty, make sure you hit that like button, that comment button, the share button, the save to collection button, hit the bell.
Listen to Yachty's album. Tell us what you think in the comments.
Yeah, tell us what your personal opinion on the Yachty album.
And Yachty, tell us what you thought of your album if you're Yachty.
And can you send
Yeah.
us more candy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sign the candy.
Yeah,
sign the candy, Yachty.
Ask
Sign the
him.
gummy
Don't
bear.
tell him.
Can
you please sign our?
No,
You
do
sign
it
the
in
gummy
the
bear.
voice. Like, please, Yachty. please,
I'm not ending this. I'm not ending the
Please
episode
sign my
like
gummy
that.
bear.
Well, that's all we got for today. So, peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm.